I remember it like it was yesterday, although it was way back in the late 1990s. A friend and I were all excited because we were going on a trip together. And at that time, we were really big into fundraising, and our favorite charity was helping battered women, mostly because I used to be one. So we were on our way to the big city of Chicago in my old beat up van, so excited. And we were like country hicks when we got there, like, oh, look at all these tall buildings. And we found the right building where the meeting was. And we just walked right up on in like we owned the place, feeling so at home. Everybody was so nice. And we had a really successful meeting. And we were excited to get back home and start learning how to really help the battered women situation. Well, everybody left and we were all alone for a few minutes. It was on the very top floor of like a 30-foot skyscraper. And we looked out over the city and the lights were twinkling. And then it was time to go try to find where I had left my beat up old van. So we're going down the elevator and we walk out and we realize, man, it is dark. And it took us a little while because we forgot to look at the letters. We weren't used to that. Anyway, what happened next was just so strange. There were two men who came out from the shadows. And just as we reached our vehicle, they came closer and they were very menacing and scary. And we already felt like country hicks. And we felt this hatred coming off of them, like you could feel it. Why? We didn't know. But suddenly, one of the men in the front raised a big two before, and my friend was in the front, and he just whacked her, and she went down like a felled tree. And I looked at my friend. I didn't know what to do. I was so scared, and I thought to myself, this is it. This is it. And the man, sure enough, he had the intention to kill me. He raised his hand with the 2 before in it. And at that moment, something came over me. I raised my hand too. And I found my voice. And I said with the voice of authority, why I said this, I don't know, but I said, I call for the Archangel Gabriel. I call for the Archangel Gabriel. And boom, this hand of white. All I saw was the hand and the arm white that grasped that man holding the 2 before by the wrist. And all he did was hold his wrist and fill that man with love. You could hear the clack, clack as the 2 before fell to the ground. The man behind him was touching him, so he started to get infused with this love energy too. And I felt my friend stirring around on the ground, and I knew she was going to be okay. And as I looked at that man, just having his wrist held by, no doubt, the Archangel Gabriel, it was like, you know, that scene from The Wizard of Oz where Dorothy throws water on the Wicked Witch and she says, I'm melting, I'm melting. Well, it was like that. Only the hatred was melting out of him, the rage, all the things that made him want to kill and rob just melted. And he's looking at me with puppy dog eyes, like, what am I doing here? Just completely changed just by the touch of Archangel Gabriel. What happened next is my favorite part, okay? Because miraculously, I didn't have any hatred or even any more fear. Well, Gabriel was there. And I looked at the man and I said, this is not just for me. You can call the angels of God too. It's not just for me. Everybody can. And something changed within me. Because you see, most people think, oh, you have to be all goody goody two shoes. You have to go to church. You have to do this. I'm not worthy, yada, yada, yada. But that vision, that incident showed me, no, it's for everybody. And suddenly I sat straight up. My heart was pounding. I was in my bed at home. It had been a dream, but it was no dream, my friend. That was back in the 1990s, and I can recall it as vividly today. And the changes that happened within. I changed my life. My mission going forward was what? To help others connect, no matter what, no matter worthy, not worthy, feeling like they had to be good enough. It became a commission. And I began to get training and doing workshops and teaching classes and doing that. And that brings me to talk about something really special. For those of you who have a real pain of longing, you're going to know I'm talking to you. It's not everybody, but there are those who have the pain of longing for more. You know that you desire to connect with high beings of light and maybe even bring in messages and give out messages, and yet you feel like you might not be good enough, you might not be ready, you might not be worthy. And I'm here to tell you that you are. I teach all kind of courses on connection, and there's this one course I teach very rarely, and I only allow a handful of people, because this course is 2 days of immersion in spiritual techniques and opening up your psychic reception areas, in going from the bottom floor to the top floor. It's like taking the elevator instead of the stairs to spiritual ascension, to connection, to being able to channel, to being matched up with the high being of light for the purpose of world service. Now, what do I call it? Matchmaker of the gods. Because part of my commission is to help match up the divine beings desiring to serve even more and the humans who are willing. When you think about it, the divine can't do anything without some human help. Yeah, maybe there's a burning bush thing. And there is one of these coming up in October. Now, there's only 4 spots left. And it's total immersion. In 2 days, you'll be so immersed and so held in grace that you'll be able to fast forward your growth. What you might expect to take 5 years to do without this kind of hands-on instruction. Now, there's only 4 spots left. And I want to make something really special for those of you who are feeling the call in your heart. You know you have that pain of longing for more. Maybe you didn't even know what it was until you're hearing me talk. To give you a congratulatory gift, those who decide tonight, who say yes to your heart tonight, I'm going to give you a gift. It's worth $650 because that's how much my sessions are, $650. And have you heard of jailbait? Well, this isn't jailbait. This is angel bait. And what that is, it shows you, because I was gifted after that encounter, okay? It shows you what's so special about you. What is it within you so important, so much of a treasure that angels are sitting around? They're probably rolling dice to see who's going to get to be matched with you. If this is interest to you, there's a link in the chat below. Click it, make a decision tonight. You know you want to get that session. And if you need to talk to me about this before you decide, I'll also put my number in the chat so you can text me. And there's only 4 spots. And there's a lot of beings of light that want to get matched up, want to get rolling for world service. Drop to your heart always and see. I'd love to be able to hug you. Act now.